So welcome everyone to Team Exhilarate's weekly call. It's August 31st, and I'm very excited to be here tonight. We have Lindsay McGuire on with us, and she is a one-star diamond. She's actually has two lifetime diamonds, and I'll tell you more about that in a little bit, but she's going to be sharing how to invite with confidence and how to build trust. So before we get into that, I just have a few announcements and recognition to do. So we have a 3-day sneak peek going on now. You guys know that. And so tomorrow's going to be day 2. So I want you guys to maybe just, start reaching out to those who you have invited and say, so what has been your experience so far? Start a conversation up with them. And then by the 3rd day, you can ask them what they liked best about what they saw, and you can get them into a 6-step close and a call with me. So that's kind of how we work the sneak peek. We want to follow up with them as soon as possible and find out what they like best. You guys know about the luau coming up on this Sunday at Tina and Joe's. It's at 2 p.m. and the address is in Team Aspire headquarters. And then the next Super Saturday, October 17th. So mark your calendars. We don't have details as far as where it's at. Last time it was at in Strongsville. So plan on being there. You guys, events are super important to get to. I know for me, I don't miss any because I want to build my business, and the events are what keeps me accountable and keeps me going and motivated. So let's get into some recognition. We have 14 coaches on Team Exhilarate in Success Club this month. That's a big deal. I'm so proud of you guys. So I'll just start from the top. These people are, well, we actually have, we have 10 coaches in Success Club. We have a couple on the board still. So on the board with 2 points is Jody Hansen. Brian Zlesnikar has 2 points. Jennifer Jones has 2 points. Trish S has 2 coaches and 4 points. Candace Wilson has 4 points. Lisa Peterlin has 1 coach and 5 points. Lauren O, she has 6 points. Way to go, Lauren. It's her first month in Success Club. So proud of you, lady. We have Kathleen, who has 6 points. She just hit that before the call. She shared with me. So way to go, lady. Way to rock it. That's the ICU nurse in her. Wait until last minute. Works well under pressure. Awesome job. And then we have Laura Starkweather at 6 points. Nice job, Laura. We have Jeff Cheatham at 3 coaches and 6 points. Cordo Lyons. She's down south, so she's not even local. And she's rocking out her first month working back in the business. She took a break for a little bit, but she's back on board. She's been rocking her size challenge. She's an awesome dancer. If you guys aren't following her, Cordo Lyons, take a peek at her Facebook page. 2 coaches and 8 points. Way to go, Cordo. Jen Zalesnikar, rocking it out. This is her 2nd month in the business. Correct, Jen?
Yes.
Okay, and she's at 2 coaches and 10 points, guys. It's a huge deal. Way to go, Jen.
It's 11.
11?
It's 11. I just signed a Shakeology customer like 2 hours ago.
Look at you go, girl. Nice work. That's awesome. So even though you hit 10, you didn't give up. You kept going. So
I know. I'm still proud of that last-minute person.
That's always like a exciting thing, though, that you didn't expect, Yeah. So way to go. Angie Z, rocking it out again. 3 months in a row in Success Club 10 with 2 coaches and 11 points. And myself, I'm with 2 coaches and 11 points. So proud of you guys. You don't even know. My heart is so filled with joy. You guys are amazing. You're doing great things. You're helping a lot of people. You're building your businesses. So great, great work. All right. Now I get to brag on someone else. Lindsay McGuire. Oh my goodness. This lady. We met, I think it was about 1.5 years ago. Linz is just super smart, okay? She's very creative. She's got a system in place. She's a great leader. And I got to learn this stuff about her over the past year. I love following her if you guys aren't following her on Facebook, you need to. Her posts are just phenomenal. I love them. So very creative person. She is married to her husband, Kevin, and he's a chef. He's an amazing chef, and she has 2 kids. I didn't write it down, I'm sorry. Hunter, he's 2.5. And Lindsay, what's your daughter's name?
Layla.
Layla, and she's 5.5?
Yep.
Okay.
Going on 14.
Awesome. I know, that's how Adriana is. Going on 30, so
yeah.
it's funny. But yeah, so she's a busy mom. She used to be a personal trainer, and you know, she hated working on someone else's schedule. You know, it was long days. She was always working for, you know, when other people could come and see her. So she was sick and tired of that. She also did bartending, and she wanted to come home to her baby so badly. And if you guys got to hear her speak at Super Saturday, you know how important it was for her to do that. So now she's a stay-at-home mom, and she works Beachbody part-time. She doesn't do more than 40 hours a week. She's a 1-star diamond, she has 2 lifetime diamonds. So what that means is she has 2 diamond coaches, but they're on the same leg. So she's an amazing leader, obviously. She's got 2 diamonds, but you have to have one on each leg to become a 3-star. So as soon as she gets somebody on that opposite leg to be a diamond, she'll be 3-star, which is pretty exciting. And then she's had a 60-pound weight loss, which I'm almost positive that got her on the T25 commercial. Beachbody flew her out to New York City to spend the weekend with Sean T and his crew, and she, if you scroll down on her Facebook page, a picture of her in the background getting her fitness on with Sean T and a few other people. So that's like a huge deal. And then, yeah, and then she she earned her free trip to Cancun this past year, and we got to spend time together, and it was just so much fun. And she's a down-to-earth person. She's got a lot of helpful tips for you guys, and I'm excited for her to take it away.
That was the sweetest ever. Like, you should just keep going and going. Oh, thank you so much, Lynn. That was seriously so sweet.
Absolutely.
So, and thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of your team call. It's like such an honor. I love watching this team grow and watching Lindsay grow and watch her lead this team. I mean, you guys are blowing it up, and I love to watch the culture that you guys are creating. Just a lot of fun to see everybody grow in their business together, and now to get to be here with you tonight. Like I was saying, Lindsay was just on my team call right before this, but I just love Zoom. It's like the coolest thing ever. Like we're all sitting here hanging out together, sharing ideas and brainstorming and all of this positive energy. It's really fun. So again, thank you. And pretty much when Lindsay asked me to be on the call, we kind of, left the subject up to what is our, what we really want to talk about. What do we feel like we want to speak about right at this moment? So there's really tons of different topics that we could talk about, but I thought that I would go deeper into one of the 3 vitals, which is inviting, and go more about just how to have confidence with inviting and the importance of building trust when you're inviting or kind of pre-inviting, I like to say. So I really feel like it's where the magic happens. I mean, yes, all of our vitals are vital. They're very important for the business, but personal development, very important. And to be a product of the product, of course, is very important. But I like to think about inviting is where, you can't know about the party unless you are invited. So that's kind of like what I always think about in my mind. And I'll go deeper into that. But I also feel that it's probably, I'll speak for myself maybe, but maybe everybody else feel this way as well. But it's also the most nerve-wracking, I feel. Does anyone else feel that way about the inviting? It's pretty nerve-wracking. Like, you want me to send a message to people and kind of call them out. Like, hey, you should come and do this challenge group with me and work out, because I just think you should. And I'm really fun, so you should just do it with me. You know, it's like, it's just, you're so nervous about it. And I honestly, I'll call myself out here, like a little bit of humble pie here, but I honestly thought that was the only way to invite when I first started. And I was pretty down on myself because I was doing everything else. I was, you know, listening to YouTube videos. I was listening to the books on audio. I was being a product of the product, and I was not sending out those personal invites. But then actually my upline coach, Lisa, said to me, she's like, Lindsay, you are inviting. There's many more ways to invite, and you are doing it. So that kind of was like, okay, good. Well, that really calmed me down and let me think about, like, I really am doing all of this and it is working. But then, you know what? I got to the point where I'm like, listen, that personal invite is important too. And I'll go into that more. So it's not like I'm doing all of these other ways of inviting and I'm just not sending out the personal invites, because I realize I started to understand like why that personal invite is even more important. But I want to let you guys know that there are different ways of inviting, and they're all very important to do together. So let me see what else I want to go about. Well, I wanted to ask you guys like this is an example. All of you here were probably invited by Lindsay or one of the other coaches on Lindsay's team to be a coach or to be a challenger. Were you invited by a show of hands, by a personal message? Like you're telling me that you guys didn't just go to Lindsay and say, hey, I want to be in your challenge group, or hey, I want to be a coach. Every single one of you got an invite. Either you saw her post or she sent you a personal message. Somehow you were invited. So that's kind of, you know, something that I keep in mind as well, because the way that Beachbody came into my life is I saw my friend Sarah posting her transformation pictures on her wall, which is part of an invite. So it probably took me 4 different times to see her transformation and to see her talking about her workouts, and then to see her, you know, actually have her 20-pound weight loss story. It took me a while to see these types of invites on her wall. And then for me to actually say, okay, when she did her call to action about her challenge group, that was her invite. So I reached out to her and said, okay, I want to be in. She signed me up. I started as a discount coach. And then I did my transformation and I kept going and I started to fall in love with the program. And then the other invite of bringing up the coaching opportunity. Now, if she wouldn't have done all of these things to me, I wouldn't be where I am now, like a year and a half ago. All the things that have happened, like what Lindsay was talking about, all those things that have happened in my life have completely changed my life. Like the people that are in my life now, I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm surrounded by positive people like you every single day. I get to help others. I get to, get messages probably 2-3 times a week about this is seriously life-changing. I just fit into these jeans I haven't been able to fit into. I feel like I have so much energy. Like all because of that is because I get to experience all of that because of the invite that I saw from my friend's page and the invite that she gave me about the coaching opportunity. So I keep thinking in my mind that that's what I need to start doing for people now. You know, I need to put it out there in front of them. And I'll tell you, it probably took Sarah 10 times to ask me about the coaching opportunity. 10. And every time I said, nah, not right now, she knew I was a personal trainer and she knew that I would want to do this, but I kept, saying, not right now, but she kept asking me and kept following up with me. So I just want all of you to think of that. And that's something that I think about. Like, you know, when I get nervous about sending out that invite, it's like, this might be the person who gets to experience what I've experienced and probably what you all are experiencing, like with your products and your workouts and how you feel and like how you get to help your challengers and that kind of thing too. So just to put that into your mind before you even do any of your inviting is where I wanted to start with that. But I feel, to break it down even further, I feel that there's 4 different ways to invite. And the first couple ones, get a drink of water here. The first couple ones, like the first 2, I would say are more about gaining trust, because that's pretty important. Like I said, you're inviting people to a party, our challenge group party, our coaching opportunity party. I'm not just going to walk up to somebody on the street that I don't know, and they're probably not really going to listen to me either. Just say, hey, you look like you'd be a good coach, or hey, you should be in my challenge group. I want to kind of, ease into that. And maybe that is obvious a little bit, but that's something else that I heard, I think, on one of the summit calls. And I'm like, yeah, it's true. Like, I can't just send out an invite to somebody and just do a cold, invite like that. What you need to do first is what I like to call the reconnect. And this is the first way to invite. The reconnect or the pre-invite is what I feel that should be called. So when you're adding people to your network and you're going to have your cold market or you're going to have your warm market. Some of you are probably in your hot market. So I feel that there's different ways to reconnect with people. I don't know if you're like me. I probably had about, 500 people on Facebook when I started, maybe less, 400. And I was one of those check in every so often and never comment on anything type of person. So that's one of the things that counts as reconnecting and pre-inviting is you have new friends, you have new people that you want to connect with. You got to go out there and show that you're interested in their life. I mean, you're not faking it, because the reason that you're here is because you're all caring people. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. So you truly do care about that cute picture that they posted of their kids or some trip that they went on. Whatever. So to comment and to like and start posting or interacting that way is one of the pre-invites, and then it starts to get you going with their feed. And then another thing I like to do is I will, and now this kind of I'm kind of in my cold market. We were just talking about this. Lindsay and I have been in this for about 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. So now I'm in my cold market. So what I like to do with reconnecting is, like I said, I'll add people to my network, and then I'll start to like and comment on their posts, not too crazy, not too stalking, And then what's been helping is if I see something that they just traveled somewhere, a movie they just saw, then I will reach out to them in a private message. And I'll just be really excited about, an example is, I'm a mom. I like to throw birthday parties for my kids. So I saw one of my other newer friends who did the same thing. So I just reached out and said, oh my gosh, the birthday party. And you're a proud parent when you throw the birthday party for your kids. So I complimented her on that birthday party that you threw for your daughter was amazing, and the decorations were awesome. And, I like to throw birthday parties like that for my kids. And then I found if I compliment and then I ask a question, I'm always getting into conversation. And I'm not talking to them about anything with Beachbody during this reconnecting. I'm just starting to build trust. So then I asked her, did you make all those decorations yourself, or did you buy them somewhere? And actually, I got into talking with her, and I found out this whole place where she gets all of these decorations on Etsy. So then I got to find out, something cool for when I do a birthday party for my kids next time. But now we actually got into a conversation about that. And then I move it into chatting about her life and where she lives and what she does for work. Found out she's a stay-at-home mom. I've invited her to some of my free clean eating events. So we're building trust that way. So that's something that's really been helping me, even with my warm market, I would say, is where I compliment them and then I ask a question to get the conversation going. Nothing about Beachbody. And like I said, I like to call that the pre-invite. So the second one I like to do, and this is one that I did a lot, and I don't want to say I had no problem doing it. It still was pretty nerve-wracking, but the second way is when you're promoting and you're inviting on your social media platform. And a cool thing about being a Beachbody coach is that it's not like we're, blasting the product. And if you are, you've heard you shouldn't be. You're pretty much just sharing what's working for you. It's all about sharing and adding value to somebody else's day is what I think about every time I post. But I'll be honest, I did not do it like that at first. I was preaching. And I try to tell my coaches this when they start. I'm like, try not to preach at people like you're their mother. Just try to say, hey, this is working for me. And, I just look at this. I'm up. I did my half-hour workout before everybody woke up in the house. I'm done, whatever, out the door. Now I can spend the day with my kids, something like that. Or I'll be running out the door and I, have to take snacks for the kids. So I'll lay it all out on the counter. Like I have an apple, I have, my Shakeology, I have, string cheese, and I'll lay it out and I'll say something like fast food, running out the door. I want to make sure we don't go through the driveway. So this is an easy, I'm adding value and giving other moms tips about how to do things. But then that's starting to build trust as well, because people want to see, oh, like she really is doing this for herself. And oh, she really can make this work as a busy mom, oh, she really is getting her workouts in, even though, like I said, she has 2 kids and, runs a whole house and whatever, like, just so you're building trust that way as well. But now what you want to make sure that you do is that once in a while you want to make sure that you do promote some kind of challenge group or some kind of free event to come up as well. So I like to do a little sprinkle of, recipes and then workout videos and then, the pictures of my kids, and then, make that a kind of a rotation, do transformations of other people in my group, because that's building trust as well, showing that I'm actually knowing what I'm doing and I'm helping other people have success. And then I like to do the post about the call to action, where it's my challenge group, and try to do that about 2 weeks before your actual date, maybe even 2.5, because they're going to have to order 5 days before. But be sure that you do some kind of post like that and you do a call to action at the end. So that is your invite there as well. So you're building trust with all your other posts, showing that you're doing it, showing your product to the product, and then you do your promotion and you do your invite right there as well. So that was one that I still do pretty well. And I'm okay with doing that. Another way, but now the only bad part about that is that Facebook is weird now. I try to do a lot of playing the Facebook game where you get to bump your post a lot so that more people will see it. But I've learned a lot from Janelle Summers with her social media training, and I need to learn more with Shalene Johnson. Has anyone listened to Shalene Johnson's social media training? She's crazy with her knowledge on that. If you haven't, then I think there's a way that you can sign up for it, and there's a free Instagram training with that, and you learn a lot about social media. But even more, Janelle Summers was at Summit. Was anybody else at Summit? Laura was at Summit. There's Laura's hand. well, it's pretty cool because they're going to have all of those seminars up pretty soon, but they have the first 4 that were in the general session, and the one about Janelle Summers' social media training. If you go into your news and training, you have to think about how you get there. Lindsay, I think you posted that. 'Cause I was going to post it, and then I saw you did it right in headquarters. But how to get to those trainings that Janelle Summers did in general sessions, news and training, and then summit or something like that. Well, anyways, my point is that she talks about how Facebook works. And the reason why, okay, you have your invite, go on your news feed, and that's great and all. It looks really pretty, and I really get into that, and I like doing that. But if that first person or first 10 people see that post and they don't really do anything with that post, it goes into like Facebook heaven, and nobody else sees it. It just goes away. So you'll notice like how you have a lot of, maybe you have a lot of likes on your fur babies or your kids or some other cool trip that you did. You'll have tons of likes on those, but then you do something about your challenge group, and it's like, okay, one person, maybe my mom liked it, and I'll get my husband to like it too. It's like, no, 80 people just liked my kids' picture, but I have 2 people that like my challenge group picture. So that's the reason why, yes, it's good to do those on your news feed, and you can keep bumping them. When somebody comments, you can comment, and it'll bump back up in your feed, and you'll get more people to like them. But then what I found is that the third way of inviting I like to do is I like to actually create an event. And I'm sure Lindsay has done this with you guys. When you do like your sneak peeks and when you do your free events, you actually create the event. Do you guys do it that way as well? Lindsay?
Yeah, I just started sharing with them. I'm doing a 21-day challenge right now, a free one. So I'm sharing that with them. But they've mostly just done the 5-day free clean eating challenges. So,
Okay.
in groups, not events. So
Okay. Do you create an event page at all to invite people first?
Eating challenge? No. Is that how you do it? You create the event and you get as many new friends as you can, and then put them in the group.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Now that's from Anita Myron right there.
Okay.
It took me 10 times to watch that video that she did, how to strategically plan your month as a coach. But it was like, why is she?
Sorry.
Why is she doing an event and then putting in a group, and what is she doing there? But what I do is I create the event on my like page, and then I you can only invite 500 people though now. I used to invite my whole list, 1,500 people. You can only invite 500 people. And then once you're in that invite, you can talk to people and post in that event. So you can still keep chatting to the people that are invited. And then what I do is I grab them and I put them into a group. So all of those people that are there, they need to be my friend before they can go into the group. So that's kind of helped me get organic new people as well every time I do that. But do I only have 9 more minutes? Do we only have 9 more minutes?
I'm going to upgrade to the pro, so keep going.
I can wrap it up. I'm on my next one.
Okay.
So then to get to the personal invite, this is the reason why this is the main one that we should all do. That's the most nerve-wracking, but it's the main one that we should do because of all those reasons that I just said. Sometimes your post goes into Facebook heaven. Sometimes they don't even see the event, posted in their notifications that they've been invited to it. But the private message is really where it's at. It's like somebody handing you, like I said, somebody handing you that invitation to that super fun party. So that's where I really think that, it's nerve-wracking. You're going to have people like not want to not answer you or say not right now or not even get, just say maybe it's not for them, but it's still something that needs to be done. And the reason that, let me see what I can definitely talk about right now. There's something what I wanted to say, and I'll just wrap it up with this, but this is the way that really helps me get over that. And like I said, it was really nerve-wracking for me, and it still is, but every time I think about what I said with Sarah inviting me and how I could possibly be changing that person's life. And then also I like to think about like when you're going, say you're going to the gym and you just went to like this really cool boot camp, and you're going and you've been going for 3 weeks and the instructor's super fun and you've already lost like 6 pounds and your pants are falling off of you, and everybody's really energetic, and you go and you tell your friend about this. You're like, listen, oh my gosh, like I just went to like the most fun boot camp class, and I tell you, like, you got to come and do this with me. Like it's just great, and just come and try it and just come and do it with me. And that's how I kind of think about what we're doing for our challenge groups. We're doing the same kind of thing. I mean, yeah, they're probably going to have to go, pay for that and pay for a gym membership and pay for the class. But I mean, if you're like so excited about this, you are so excited about this. Like you just, holy moly, this is fun. And I love everybody in the class, and the instructor gets me going, and I'm, sweating, and like be so enthusiastic about it that they're going to be like, sure, heck yeah, I got to go with you. So that's kind of like what I think about in the challenge group inviting aspect. And then the other thing that helps me to get over the nerve-wracking personal invite is think about when you're throwing a party. Has everyone thrown a party here before? I love to throw parties. My husband and I love to throw parties. Lynn's just threw an awesome party that I wish I could have gone to. So you send out invites, like say, for example, like my wedding, send out an invite. Actually what I should do is my derby party, because the derby parties are probably more fun than my wedding. So we send out invitations to our derby party, probably 50 invitations, and everybody knows my husband cooks for this. We get a bartender, we have live music, everybody dresses up, like everybody knows this is going to be fun and they want to come. But you know what? Maybe they had a prior engagement. You know what? A lot of things that happen during that time is they have christenings for their family, and they're like so bummed. They're like, we have to go to this christening, we're going to miss the derby party. But you know what? I can't take that personal. They have something else going on right there. But they're like, invite me to the next one. So that's the same kind of thing with our challenge group. I mean, heck, that's the same kind of thing with the coaching opportunity. It doesn't mean that they don't want to come to this challenge group. It just means maybe they need to budget. I find with that happens a lot. They need a month to budget, or it's just kind of like they really, have vacations going on. They just have something else going on. But I think that, that's where the magic and the follow-up happens. Just because they say not right now doesn't mean that they don't want to do it. It just means, something about like that same kind of when people don't come to the party that you have going on at that moment. So those are the things the 4 things, the way of inviting, and then a way to maybe give you a little bit more confidence on going out there and actually doing those 4 invites that I have for you.
Amazing. I took a whole page of notes as well.
Yay.
I love how you talk about having confidence and just thinking before you send that invite out, I could change someone's life. Hello? That's huge. Like, you could change somebody else's life. Who cares if they say no or not right now? I just love that. That's a great way to think. And I also love how you make your challenge groups like a party. It's so fun. And it makes total sense. So, so much valuable content there. I want to let you guys ask Lindsay any questions. Does anybody have a question? Jen, you're unmuted. Do you have any questions?
No, it was actually funny because this afternoon, everything that Lindsay just talked about, Nick and I were talking about on the couch earlier, like 3 hours ago. So it was like, if you saw me, I'm going like this to him. I'm like, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So it was awesome because that answered all of our questions that we probably had for you and Angie. So
Great.
Sweet. That's great.
Anybody else?
I have one. So you are in your cold market now, and even you said inviting events and things like that, you're adding these people. How do you personally keep track of them? Do you use the bubble sheet and highlight and check off, or do you just go list-wise? Because I'm finding I have a whole bunch of different ways, and I don't know which one works.
Mhm. Well, organization is my nemesis for sure, and I've tried every different way as well. What I found, and this is actually, I'd love to follow Melanie Mitro because she is the top coach right now, probably. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why she's the top coach, but probably because she is organized. So I really try to listen to her and follow any tips that she has on that. And she said that she uses Google Docs, so I'm trying to master that right now. And the thing that's cool about that is you can do Google Docs on your laptop, and then you can have it on your phone, and you can update wherever you are. So what I did, it takes a while, but you go through all of your emails, and you put down the person, and you put where you're at with that conversation, and that's pretty much it. And then, you know, I do a highlight, like if I need to follow up with them, or what date I want to follow up with them. And then once they become a challenger, I mean, this takes some time, but then I'm starting to get into the groove. Then once they become a challenger, then I have them in another sheet, and I check off where they're at with everything. Like, did I add them to the group? Did I make sure that they, you know, went over, you know, this step and this step? And then I have different files for my coaches over here that I keep. And these are just hard copies of coaches. And every time my coach and I get on a call, then I keep a paper in here of what they're doing with their, this has not been easy at all, but I'm really trying to keep everybody straight so that I don't, you know, lose people, because I will tell you, I did lose a lot of business in the beginning from not being organized with this. And I still even went back a year in my messages, and I was like, when I started doing this, I was like, crap, I didn't get back to that person. So yeah, to really take the time, like, it's going to make you crazy to try and get a list of all of the people that you need to have on your contact list, but your contact list is your asset. It really is. Does that help at all?
Even with that bubble sheet, like, I try to like separate it, and so I'm like, okay, these are my cold market, my new people.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I email, I mean, it's just, I need to do something.
Well, then in my notes of my Google, then I kind of like say like where I left off with the conversation, and then I highlight it so I know I need to follow up with them.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been crazy to try and get that together. Like, I wish I would have done that right from the beginning, but you're like all over the place talking with people. So, but
Right.
to get it done as soon as possible is been helpful for me too.
Awesome. You're muted, Lynn.
Kathleen, Lauren, do you guys have any questions? You guys are cool? Okay, so I have a couple questions, and I'm sorry, I wanted to make sure that we had enough time, so I got up to upgrade to the Pro really quick. But what did you say that you do for your contact list? You keep it in a Google Doc?
I do.
Okay.
I created a Google Doc, and you do it in a spreadsheet.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Don't do it in anything else. I started to make a table, and it was horrible. And then I had to do it all over again in a spreadsheet.
Okay.
So yeah, and then you can actually do the app on your phone, and then you can update it from wherever you are.
That's awesome. Great idea. Thank you. I have a couple of questions for you, Linz, if you have a couple more minutes.
I'm good.
I was gonna ask you your top 2 social media tips, but you went over that. And you guys, like I said in the beginning, if you're not following Linz, take a peek because she does a really nice job of not blasting her wall with any like just products. She just fits it in there. She shares her story, how it's working for her, how it changed her life, her challengers' lives, etc. She does a great job of that.
Thank you.
You asked me this on your call, and it made me want to ask you, what is your favorite personal development book?
See, and I was going to say, I love the one that you said too.
Yeah.
But so the one that Lindsay said is The Slight Edge or The Compound Effect. I feel that those are pretty similar, because it really is, the cool thing about that is it really is, it's not like, you know, you have to work 10 hours a day with this job. You just need to be consistent. And the company has it all laid out for you. I mean, the systems and everything that are in your Coach Online office were developed by, you know, actually the top coaches. I know that they all develop those systems in there. So if you just follow those and do those things every single day, be consistent, just keep going and keep plugging away, then it's like that penny over time, I said, the penny over time that doubles.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other one, like I said about the organization and my time management, because my husband does work 10, 12 hours a day, and I have 2 little ones, so I have to get up and get my workout done and make the most of my time. And we all do. We you know, we don't want to fart around for 5 hours and be like, did we even get anything done? You want to make the most of your time. So I've been reading Eat That Frog. I've been listening to it actually while I work out because I don't need to listen to what Autumn says anymore. I know what she's going to say each time. So I kind of listen to it, and I keep putting that into my brain of how you're supposed to be organized and what, I mean, it like gets to be a practice of the things that you prioritize and how you really do the most important thing each day. If you haven't read that one, Eat That Frog is awesome.
Yeah, it's a great one. I love that. I need to revisit that. Thanks, Linz. Okay, one more. So what are your tips? Because we still have, a couple more hours here to hit Success Club.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
everybody here's in Success Club. Shoot. So we don't even, but let's do it. Let's go ahead and just share, what are you telling your coaches at 10 o'clock on Friday night for 4 points? Hey, you can still do this. What are your tips for them?
Well, I did just tell them when you got off the call there, I'm like, listen, it's not over until, 12 midnight, 11:59. It's not done. So you keep, something again that worked for me is you try to think about what draws people in is that invite that Sarah did on her wall. Is she was like, listen, I have 2 more spots left in my group. And that pushed me. And I do the same thing with other people because people kind of need a push to do that. And I don't feel bad about doing that, kind of thing, because I know that I'm getting somebody to go for it and do it. And I like to create that urgency. So send out messages like that. And then, so in a private message right now. And then the other thing that I told them, we got off the call and I said, listen, send out those private messages, let people know how many more spots you have left in your group. Let them know when the next challenge group is starting. And then we make flyers for our groups. And I said, send them that flyer and a picture. It's like actually handing them the invite. So, I don't know if you guys have gone through that and actually done any flyers for your challenge groups, but even if you just send them a picture of a motivating quote or something like that, you're thinking about them. And if you don't have that flyer for your challenge group, but get those personal messages out right there and show the sense of urgency to get them that little push. Because if Sarah wouldn't have said that about, I have 2 more spots left, I probably wouldn't have done it. And so I don't feel bad about doing that with other people because everybody just needs a little push. Like they're going to sit there and wait for months to go for it. Then the other thing I told them too is you can actually do a voice recording. I don't know if you guys have ever tried this. You can actually do a voice recording and do a voice invite. So get on there, be all crazy excited, like I told them, be like you're on crack, and ask them to be into your challenge group. Listen, this is going to be so much fun. Like, we're going to have a bunch of moms getting together in our next challenge group, back to school. We're going to talk about meal plans. We're going to all do this together. It's going to be super fun. If you want to get in on this, let me know. I'll send you more information. Boom. Send them a message with your voice. How could they say no to that?
I love it. That's such a
I
good
get that
idea.
from Caleb Thomas. I love him.
That's fabulous. Okay, wait. So Brian and Nick, back to school challenge for dads. Do the voice challenge.
That's what I just told him. I said, oh my gosh, guys, like, come do this with me.
Mhm.
Brian's at 2 points. So Brian, you can still get there. Nick, you too. Oh gosh, Linz, this is so helpful. I really appreciate it. I know everybody got value from this. I love hearing from you, and I'm so grateful that you took the time to do this for us. And
Thank you. I'm so honored. Seriously. You guys are killing it.
oh, so we gotta take a picture, right? I don't want to forget that. So
Yes.
everybody, Jen,
My house is so hot. I have no air conditioning. I'm like,
you look beautiful.
can I do it like that?
I love it. Okay, so everybody smile on 3. Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you being here. I'm going to wrap it up since it's getting late. Linz gave you tips to get to Success Club. She gave you a lot of tips. So thanks again, Linz. Appreciate you, lady. And I
Go
appreciate
make
all
it happen. Thank you so much, dear.
No problem. Have a great night.
Go make it happen.
Bye, guys. See you in the team page.
Bye.
Bye.